Hey guys, Soulard here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Masterverse new Eternia Manifests. Brought to us by the fine folks over at, say it with me now, Mattel. And this review right here that you are seeing before you at this current moment in time is brought to you in part by my good buddy Eltenda. He sent me this figure in our most recent trade that we did. He posted a video of what I sent him over on his channel. So if you are at all interested, I will leave a link in the description below to his channel. Hit him up, let him know I sent you. But as always, do not be a yarkafasa, or I will find you, and you won't like it. That said, hopefully I put the link down there. I haven't been very good at that lately, but you know, it's what it is. That said, this is actually take 2 of this review because my iPad's a yarkafasa, and after the most recent iOS update, the battery sucks, the storage sucks, the amount of time it takes to save these videos sucks, so bear with me if I'm not a little salty during this review, because this is, after all, take 2, and I shouldn't have to do that. But moving right along, taking a look-see at his accessories. He does come with a pair of alternate hands, a fist for the right, and a grip for the left. He's got an inverted set on him at the moment, just so I don't have to bore you guys with a hand swap. You guys know how that works by now, don't you? He, of course, comes with his iconic orange blaster pistol and or megaphone because he's on his Ty Pennington shiz and is yelling at the top of his lungs to move that attack track! Or Wind Raider, we don't judge here. Extreme Makeover Castle Grayskull Edition. Maybe that'll be a new skit on the channel. I wouldn't get your hopes up. It's bad enough that it takes me enough time to edit these reviews. Can you imagine if I put effort into something? But either way. On top of that, though, he is the man of many faces, right? Well, what better accessory to include with a character with a name like that other than more faces? This is some Ed Gein crap right here. He literally comes with severed faces. But either way, he's got these two. One of them looks kind of like Keldor, and if they painted it red, it would have looked like the cheesy devil from Looney Tunes. And then the other one kind of looks like Ultimate Warrior. So that's interesting. That said, he does come with a briefcase to store these in. All you gotta do is pop them in like so. And they go in pretty easy, as long as you're not a moron and you can line it up. There we go. It is a little tricky just because there's not a lot of clearance, I'll say. Popping them out's a lot harder, though, I'll tell you that. That's what she said. But there's 2 of them in there. So you can have your serial killer Man-E-Faces store the severed faces of his victims in a little luggage case he stores on his back. Alright. That said, he does come with one more, and it's the best one. The best for last. It's a skull! Reminiscent of our old buddy Skeletor, which is awesome. And also kind of reminiscent of the mini-comic one I just reviewed. But the way you swap the faces, for a close-up here, first and foremost, you can of course change from man to robot to monster if you line it up. There you go. I think that's the monster face. But going back to the human face, and you can use the gun as like a key to do this. But I find that I don't have to do that because I got little dedos, patas, whatever you want to call them. I don't know freaking Spanish. But what you do is you kind of wiggle this off, and you can pop the face off the front here, like so, and we can store the regular Man-E-Faces face in the briefcase. right there. Close it up. And I will tell you, this thing is kind of a pain in the arse to open, without nails especially. And then we can take the skull face, we can pop it in. Again, if you're not a moron and can line it up. It can be easier said than done at times, I'm not gonna lie. There we go. And now he has a skull face, a robot face, and a monster face. So you got all the cool monster faces instead of Borinar's human face with the weird gimp mask. But there you go. That's how I'll be displaying mine. I don't give a crap if it's not OG. It's my toy, I do what I want. So, very, very smitten with this figure. As you can clearly tell, he's got a lot of nice detailing on him. 100% unique sculpt, too. There is one odd thing going on with him, but we'll get into that in just a moment here. Because now it's time for articulation. And unfortunately, the helmet does not articulate. Now, I think they could have cut a groove where it plugs in here, so it allowed you to rotate, kind of like a track of some kind, but, you know, it is what it is. It does kind of suck, but I don't remember if the Classics one could do that, because I don't have that figure, but, if it could, this is a bit of a step backwards, but you don't have to worry about it being loose, I guess, so that's a plus. And you can kind of turn the face for head articulation if you wanted to, but the shoulders do go out to the side. They go back down. They rotate all the way around. Like so. Very, very tight joints on this guy. He's got a bicep twist. He's got a double elbow, which, again, kind of tight, but does work. He's got a swivel in the wrist with the inappropriate hinge for holding weapons, but I'll give Mattel a pass here. He can crunch forward, as well as back. He can tilt side to side and rotate. And he does have some rubber tubers on his torso here, but unlike Ram Man, they're not made out of condoms, so I'm not worried about those in the slightest. They're flexible, but they're not weird. Not silicone, at least. He does have a waist twist. Again, very tight. And then his hips. His hips are actually kind of loose, but not, like, terrible. This side's fine. And what's weird is he's got, like, the Too Bad Whiplash hips. It's a disc hinge with detents in there. This side, the detents are a little bit loose. I guess I could maybe try and heat this up and pinch it closed, but I think over time, just letting them cool off and letting the natural elements take their toll on this, it could stiffen up, but it does at least lock into place in neutral, which is kind of what I care about. He does have a thigh cut, a double knee, which, there we go. You can almost kick his own arse, holy crap. He can kick forward, I don't know if I mentioned that. Can't really kick back due to his, well, his arse. But he does have a boot swivel. I will say, I kind of wish the knee pad was on the knee. Just a glued-on piece or something, because it does look weird when you rotate the boot, and that goes with it. I mean, that just doesn't look ideal. Kind of almost looks like they're on the wrong side, but if I know Masterverse as well as I think I do, the the calf cuts are different sizes, so they're keyed, so they don't give you two of the same side. So yeah, that's I wouldn't advise swapping these, even though it'd probably look a little better if this was over here and this was over here, but you know, it is what it is. And then he does have a hinge in the ankle with a rocker, peg holes at the bottom of the feet, and that's your lot. Cool figure, like him a lot. So he does have a couple peg holes on his back, and for starters, you can actually plug his gun in there if you wanted to, so there you go. But I'm gonna actually put this in his hand here. He's got a nice tight grip on this. He's not falling out, unlike the Origins figure, which freaking drops his like nobody's doing this. No matter what version you get. But you could take his briefcase, and yeah, it does have a handle on the top. You could put it in his hand if you want. But you can also plug it into the back, so long as you're not a moron and can line everything up. That's the moral of the video, kids. If you're not a moron, you can line it up. And there you go. There he is with his briefcase on his back, ready to rock and entertain, question mark, the denizens of Eternia with his many creepy AF Ed Gein face gimmick. So, yeah, man, really like this figure. Aside from the loose hip, loose-ish, it's not that bad. I have no problems with this guy. He's super solid. So, with that being said, let's now move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Many Faces, alongside a couple other characters from the new Eternia sub-line. First and foremost, on the left, we have another bonehead. The only other bonehead we've gotten in the new Eternia sub-line, might I add. Where's Scareglow at, dang it? Either way, we have a Barbarian Skeletor. As well as to the right, Viking He-Man, an underrated figure in my opinion. I really like that figure. One of the best He-Man figures, at least for me. So I guess I should say favorite, right? I don't want to act like I'm imposing facts on your booty holes, but, yeah, I like that figure. Sue me. But, yeah, man, where's Scareglow at? We need that. We needed that yesterday. Moving these two out of the way here. So we can bring in Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibular. And the 11 Spawn. This wouldn't be one of my videos without these two. And even with the little nubbin on top of his head, Manny Faces is still not as tall as good old Al Simmons here, but I think rivals Brother Mandibular at the very least. So, with that being said, it's time to move on and wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the loose-ish hip on my particular figure and the lack of articulation in his noggin here, I think good old Many Faces is one of the better Masterverse offerings from the fine folks over at Mattel that we've gotten in this past calendar year 2023, for those of you watching this in the future. I think for the price point, the basic price point, you're almost, notice I said almost, getting a deluxe figure. I mean, seriously, he has 6 different faceplates. He has his iconic gun. He has 2 sets of hands. I mean, yeah, it would have been nice to get some open hands and a blast effect for the gun, but then I think it would have been the deluxe price point. I don't think it would have really been worth that at that point. But for the basic price point, I think you're getting a little bit more than you're really bargaining for. And I can't thank my good buddy Eltenda enough for hooking this guy up. And funny story, this guy was dirt cheap at Target this past summer, like 10 bucks. So you really can't go wrong there. So again, I'll leave a link in the description below to Eltenda's channel so you can go hit him up. Let him know I sent you. But as I said before, don't be a Yorkafasa, or I'll find you. And you will not like it. I assure you that. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, catch you guys later.